Rise and shine, Mr. Freeman. Rise and shine. Not that I wish to imply you have been sleeping on the job. No one is more deserving of a rest, and all the effort in the world would have gone to waste until... well, let's just say your hour has come again. The right man in the wrong place can make all the difference in the world. So wake up, Mr. Freeman. Wake up and smell the ashes.
Let's face it, few games prove themselves to be literally worth the $60 price tag standard in today's market. You know that feeling you get when you're about to pick up a brand new game at your local vendor? The chill that crawls up your spine when the cashier tells you the taxed amount you'll need to shell out in order to take that disc home? Every gamer knows that feeling. On the one hand, excitement at buying a new game, a little guilt or shame at whatever utility you won't be paying for that month, and a nagging hope that the disc you just bought with over half a Benjamin will hold enough content to make you forget about all that in the end, and have a little fun at the same time. You can rest easy when picking up the orange box though, because content and fun are two things that you'll definitely get, in some cases, even more than you ever expected.
We've got something. Okay, it's human. Hello? Take it easy in there. You're safe now. You'll have to forgive the scanning process. We can't take any chances. Dr. Freeman? Gordon Freeman? Is that you?
The orange box as a whole includes 3 different games, but the real heavyweight here has got to be Valve's innovative masterpiece, Half-Life 2. Even though its original PC release was almost half a decade ago, it set standards for integral physics and storytelling, facial animations, and groundbreaking weaponry that literally no game since has been able to surpass. The Source engine is starting to look a bit dated compared to more modern action games, but with the sheer range of capabilities that made the engine famous, namely, the astounding physics system, it's a little hard not to be impressed.
Welcome to City 17. It's safer here.
In a nutshell, you play the role of
Gordon Freeman.
Gordon Freeman.
Gordon Freeman.
That's right, Gordon Freeman. Fresh from the cliffhanger ending of the first Half-Life, Dr. Gordon Freeman starts the sequel ready to fight his way to yet another cliffhanger ending. Half-Life 2 sees Gordon teaming up with some old friends and some new ones to bring down the Combine, a race of subjugating despotic aliens who have taken over Earth with their superior technology and reign with an iron fist in the form of their Gestapo-style cyborg police officers. The game keeps you thick in the action for the most part, while the incredibly effective story plays out with you right at the helm. Half-Life 2's unorthodox weapon, the zero-point energy-filled manipulator, more commonly called the gravity gun, set the bar so high for fun and innovative weaponry in first-person shooters, I'm not quite sure if we'll ever see a better idea for a gun any time in the near future.
You can call it the zero-point energy-filled manipulator if you really want to.
For those of you who didn't play the first PC-exclusive Half-Life, the sequel doesn't exactly do much to explain things for you, but it's got enough intrigue in both the story and gameplay to keep even novice players interested for the some 12 to 15 hours you'll spend playing, even with the merciless cliffhanger ending.
Okay.
Episode 1 starts off where the original Half-Life 2 left us saying, OMFG, WTF. Gordon and Alex are in a bad way. The Combine Citadel is about to explode due to your actions in the first game, and they have a limited amount of time to escape the city before this happens. Episode 1 always sees Gordon accompanied by Alex, and while there are some instances in which they must split up in order to accomplish separate tasks, a very friendly companionship vibe is evoked for the duration of Episode 1, creating some really nice character development during their 4-hour romp through the city.
You lucky dog, you.
And Alex is, thankfully, a good companion to have, which is something that can't exactly be said about very many AI characters we've seen.
Gordon! I was so worried.
So episode 1 shows us how Alex and Gordon survived the first game and how they escaped the city, ending on another cliffhanger, I might add, while episode 2 shows us what happens after they escape City 17 and hints at what's going to happen next. Again, there aren't many new additions to the gameplay, with a few notable exceptions. Episode 2 has a much more refreshing sense of pacing than episode 1 though. While the gameplay is, again, basically the same, the storytelling and progression in Episode 2 are excellent to the point of surpassing the original Half-Life 2. There are a lot of surprises that I'm not going to ruin for you, and overall it's a much more compelling experience than Episode 1. Suffice to say that Episode 2 will almost certainly satisfy you as a dedicated fan, but at the same time enrage you with, surprise, another cliffhanger ending.
They gotta make it out. I'm a black Scottish Cyclops. They got more than they got the likes of me. So
the original Team Fortress was one of the most acclaimed mods of the original Half-Life ever created, which ended up being one of the most acclaimed online first-person shooters ever created, and as a result, Team Fortress 2 ended up being one of the most anticipated sequels ever created.
You were from where I was from? You'd be f***ing dead.
The 9 different classes offer a variety of different playstyles, each lending something different to the spirit of teamwork needed to defeat the enemy, but also enough balance to allow every player to play how they want, regardless of which class they choose, and all of the modes are both solid and diverse enough to keep you satisfied with the options available. Some aspects of the game might seem a little shallow at first, persistent online play with no single-player content, and only 6 maps, each linked to a specific game type. But that's not accounting for all the different character classes to choose from, not to mention the undeniable fact that the game is fun to the point of being shamelessly addictive. Lag issues and limited map selection aside, Team Fortress 2 is a fun and enjoyable experience.
Before we start, however, keep in mind that although fun and learning are the primary goals of all enrichment center activities, serious injuries may occur. For your own safety and the safety of others, please refrain from stand back.
Humor isn't something that many video games can claim to do very well. Portal is one of those rare exceptions, and by rare, I mean very different from almost any other game, and not just in the humor department. Unlike the other 2 games packed into the orange box, Portal is not a first-person shooter. It's a first-person puzzle game. Sure, the Aperture Science handheld portal device, or portal gun, looks a lot like a firearm, but it has no destructive capabilities. It's more of a tool than a weapon, even though it's just as groundbreaking an item as was the gravity gun, and possibly even more so. You'll utilize the portal gun to navigate through the sterile rooms of the Aperture Science Enrichment Center, a testing facility created to test people for... well, I'm not entirely sure, to be quite honest. What I am sure of is that Portal is loads of fun to play. The Portal dynamic utilizes Valve's physics system in ways that we'd never dreamed of, and the puzzle solving you'll do throughout the game can cause some serious headaches and, at times, nausea, which is just plain awesome. On top of this, you'll get the whole adventure narrated by a hilarious computer that monitors your every move. 2 hours later, the game ends, however, but for the first time in a long time, you can truthfully say that it really was fun while it lasted.
The Enrichment Center is committed to the well-being of all participants. Cake and group counseling will be available at the conclusion of the test. Thank you for helping us help you help us all.